Is that the pet coke?
A video from a Canadian cell phone says it all. Clouds of black dust against a dark sky blowing over the Detroit River. There was panic on both sides of the international waterway. Fearing the worst, a Canadian tour boat lay stopped in the shelter of the cross-border bridge while passengers and crew looked on.
But I thought it was a tornado. It was so frightening all of a sudden, but it wasn't shaped like a tornado. So at first we didn't really know what it was. But it was a huge black cloud, and it just obliterated the entire bridge. You couldn't see through it.
The dust blew off 15-meter-high piles of petroleum coke stored on the U.S. side. From a Detroit refinery, it's a byproduct of refining bitumen from Canada's tar sands. U.S. officials say it's not dangerous, though scientists are divided on that. Many riverfront residents feel otherwise. They're finding the fine black dust inside their homes all along their streets.
Their first concern, I think, was with their health, because the dust was flying onto their windowsills, getting into their apartments. And so if it was that easy to seep into their apartments, then that means that they're breathing it.
After the uproar in Detroit, the piles have shrunk. Politicians at city, state, and federal levels told the storage company to move the petroleum coke or get rid of it entirely. Though rarely used as fuel in North America, it can be sold to generate power in China and elsewhere. But that's a limited market, and booming tar sands production means tens of millions of tons of coke is accumulating in both Canada and the U.S.
Our whole society is built on cheap energy. That cheap energy does not include the cost of energy byproducts, such as waste piles of residuals. And this is a really expensive problem that's still waiting to be solved.
Activists expect new piles of coke will now be placed here amidst stockpiles of coal at an industrial site that's just a half-kilometer back from the river near a shipping port. Whether or not it's as toxic as many fear, petroleum coke in vast quantities is no longer being stored on Detroit's waterfront, at least for now. But what to do with this byproduct from bitumen refining remains a huge challenge, not just here, but across North America. Daniel Lack, Al Jazeera, Detroit.